Okay. Hi, my name is Olivia Coppola, and I'm in grade 12 at UMEI, and I am a little nervous. Normally, I wouldn't say that about this kind of thing. I've spoken publicly a lot by now, like a lot, and it feels pretty natural at this point. I've even spoken here in front of you before, but I'm still nervous because I'm here to talk about faith, and not even just faith, my faith, so I'm really scared, so bear with me. 4 years ago, I decided I was going to attend UMEI. I wanted a small school, better teacher support, over 40 field trips, and I wanted to learn about God. Of course, I already knew about God as like a thing. I went to church, I was dedicated here, I went to Sunday school, and I had like 10 different children's Bibles, all those little pictures illustrating David and Goliath, Daniel in the lion's den. I had a lot of those. But I felt like I was missing something. Everyone else seemed much more confident than me. I felt like we were doing the same things, so why was I struggling when no one else seemed to be? I'm a pretty dedicated student, so naturally I chose to go to school and figure out the answer to what I was missing. So I did. I went to UMEI, and I took religious studies, and I went to chapel every day and Faith in Action Club, and I thought, great, I'm taking care of this. Soon I'm going to understand, and that will be it. Easy. And guess what? It was not, and I didn't. Faith is, again, a big, complicated topic, and you are definitely not going to learn everything you need to know in a semester's worth of religious studies class. Although RS definitely furthered my relationship with God and the Bible, definitely, it didn't give me all the answers, which, okay, it's kind of what I wanted. I kept going anyway. I went to my RS classes, I went to church as much as I could throughout the pandemic if I could make myself sit in front of a Zoom again, and I just kept going. Just a few months ago, at the beginning of this year, I signed up for faith exploration classes. It was kind of something I'd been putting off for a long time. Since I started high school, I've been invited to attend with the option to get baptized, but I never did. I didn't even think about it most of the time. I was too busy, I was tired, the classes were at an inconvenient time for my schedule. It's not that I didn't want to be baptized, but it's one of those things I put off for when I'm older, without realizing that I'm older right now. At some point last year, I realized that my window to get baptized in my childhood church was closing. I only had one more year until I was going to head off to university, and then what? I was going to remain unbaptized? You're supposed to do it before you graduate, right? So I signed up. I attended all the classes that I could, I completed my readings, I discussed, and I decided not to get baptized. I know. It seems wrong. After all this time and all this searching and wanting to find Jesus and know him and feel so confident like everyone else around me seemed to be, I decided not to get baptized. When you hear that, it sounds like I'm walking away from the church. But in philosophy class, we talked about something called the bounded and centered set. I don't know if you've heard of it, but the bounded set is how we want to look at things, just instinctually. There's a circle, and you're in it or you're out of it. You're part of the church or you're not. It's way easier to look at the people around us and say they're in or they're out based on their actions or what their last name is. On the contrary, the centered set has no circle at all. Some people are walking towards the center, towards God, and some people are walking away, and probably some people are just standing around a little lost. That's okay. There's no exclusion. We're all together. And yeah, some of us are walking towards the center, and some of us are not, but we're all already there. But it can be really overwhelming to be in a place that big, especially when you're stuck in a crowd of people who are going a different direction than you want to. I thought I wanted answers, but what it turned out what I wanted was a community of people like me, somewhere I could spend every day walking in a different direction than the general population, walking towards God. And that is what I found at UMEI. It wasn't just the religious studies classes, or the chapels, or the guest speakers, or worship music. It was just being there, around people who were trying to do the same thing as me, figure out God like me. People who were struggling to figure out what it means to have a relationship with Jesus because we know it matters, not just to check off a box on the to-do list. It was having teachers that modeled a life of faith and service to God, who would pray for us when life got hard, which it happens a lot to teenagers. Looking back, I appreciate that steady presence more than anything. I know it's not the right decision to get baptized yet. It's a big commitment, it's a really big deal, and I'm not ready. I'm mature enough in my faith to know that I have more things to struggle with before I get there. I never would have thought this much about my faith or what it's meant to me without this UMEI community. I think I would have thought way less about my baptism overall and just done it. because I probably wouldn't be looking for a feeling of ready at all. I'd have just done it because it would have made the people around me happy, and that's just what you do, right? I'm confident in knowing that I chose the right thing for me. I'm confident in the love that Jesus has for me as I continue my walk towards the center of the circle, to a life lived for Jesus. Thank you.